Mana untuk telah pun dikongsikan di awal pagi tadi mengenai wawancara di mana sebelum kita menutup tirai Rampai Pagi, kita akan menyentuh sedikit sebanyak mengenai langkah-langkah untuk menangani COVID-19 bersama dengan narasumber kita pada hari ini, iaitu Yang Mulia Puan Yang Terutama Yu Hong, Duta Besar Istimewa dan Mutlak Republik Rakyat China ke negara Brunei Darussalam.
Yes, Alhamdulillah, today we have the greatest pleasure to welcome Her Excellency Ambassador of China to Brunei Darussalam, Madam Yu Hong, to talk a little bit on COVID-19. Good morning, Your Excellency.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
Very well.
Alright.
Baik, sebelum kita meneruskan akan wawancara kita pada hari ini, mungkin sedikit sebanyak kita kongsikan terlebih dahulu di kaca TV Auda untuk pengetahuan bersama di mana kita akan menyentuh mengenai virus COVID-19 ini. Di wawancara di pagi ini kita kongsikan di mana di kaca TV Auda sebentar lagi akan dikongsikan berapa banyak confirm cases ataupun kes yang telah pun dikonfirmkan, di mana China, pada negara China telah pun mencatatkan sebanyak 78,000, kira-kira 78,000, dan juga telah pun melaporkan sebanyak 2,715 kematian, manakala disusuli oleh negara South Korea dengan confirm casesnya ataupun kes yang telah pun dikonfirmkan pada sebanyak 1,595 dan juga kematian telah pun dicatatkan sebanyak 12 orang. Dan di kaca TV Auda sekarang ini dapat kita ketahui bersama, jadi lebih lanjut lagi dapat kita mengetahui dan juga kita dapat membincangkan bersama mengenai akan wawancara kita pada pagi ini. Baik, Munirah.
Baik, Your Excellency, you've heard about COVID-19. There's new cases every day on social media. It's on the news, radio and TV. We would like to know, since the outbreak of COVID-19 in China, it has caused a worldwide concern. So you wanted to know a little bit of a brief on the latest situation of this epidemic.
Okay. This sudden outbreak of COVID-19 has brought severe challenges, not only to China, but also to the world. The COVID-19 outbreak is a major public health emergency that has spread in the fastest speed, caused the most extensive infection, and is the most difficult to contain in the country since the founding of the People's Republic of China.
Yes.
That is to say that it is the most severe one in the past 7 decades. President Xi Jinping and Premier Li Keqiang presided respectively several important meetings on this specific issue since the start of the outbreak. The Chinese government has attached great importance to containing the epidemic and puts people's lives, health, and the safety as its top priority. China has established a comprehensive, multi-level, nationwide joint prevention and control system focusing on Wuhan and the regions in Hubei province, with the whole nation mobilized to fight against the epidemic. The government has made every effort to stop the spread of the epidemic. Wuhan is the epicenter. On January 23rd, in accordance with relevant law in China, the Wuhan municipal government has decided to lock down the city, which is quite a difficult situation for Wuhan. But it's for curb the epidemic from spreading to other provinces in China and to the world. At the same time, in order to defer the huge movement of population, Spring Festival holidays were extended. That time was the Spring Festival holiday in China, and every year it's a very peak time for people moving around.
A celebration.
Celebration, and people moving around from the country, from this part to that part. So a lot of huge population movement. So the government decided for the first time, actually, to extended the Spring Festival holiday, and the government enterprises postponed resuming work and production, and the new school semesters also has been put off. The government has mobilized the resources to support Wuhan. 29 provinces in China across the country are supporting Hubei province. The central and the local governments and also the army have dispatched more than 40,000 medical workers, medical staffs to Hubei province. Among them, there are more than 30,000 are sent to Wuhan. 3 mobile P3 laboratories are also sent to Wuhan. The mobilization this time has greatly exceeded that of the scale and the speed of medical rescue in 2008 Wuhan Wenchuan earthquake. 2 hospitals designated for the treatment of COVID-19 patients were completed within 15 days, and 16 mobile cabins have opened. With all these efforts, the capability to receive and treat patients in Hubei province, especially in Wuhan, have been effectively improved. The number of daily new cases, confirmed cases, and suspected cases across China is going down continuously. In the past 12 days, we have seen a very quick drop of the new cases. I think it's by 90%. And the cured cases, on the other hand, is increased rapidly. New version of treatment plans. We have the 6th version of treatment plan has been kept improving, and the cure rate is also improving significantly. Over 30,000 patients have been cured and discharged from the hospital. That is very optimistic.
Huge number.
Yeah, and up to now, the cure rate is about 38%, and the mortality rate is around 3.4%. Well, the cure rate outside Hubei province, the figure I just mentioned is for the whole nation. But if we look at the figures outside Hubei province, it's even more optimistic. The cure rate is 66%, and the mortality rate is 0.8%. So it's less than 1%. I want to particularly mention here that combined with the Western medicine, the traditional Chinese medicine also plays a very important role in this treatment. The traditional Chinese medicine has been used to treat more than 85% of the confirmed cases, and plays a very important role in elevating the symptoms, delaying or preventing mild cases from developing into severe ones. And the battle against the epidemic is a people's war. Chinese people, especially the people in Wuhan, in Hubei, have shown respective courage, resilience, and unity in this war without flames and smoke. Tens of millions of public security officers, community workers, and volunteers have been working in the front line, besides side by side with the medical staffs. And I want to tell you a small story about the volunteer. You see, this is a young girl who is a music teacher in a school. She became a volunteer because the volunteer work has a kind of a risk. So she was very hesitating whether let her parents know about what she is doing. But because she has to go home, and it's also a kind of risk for her parents. So she decided to tell her parents. When her parents know what she is doing, they fell in silence. But later, the parents are encouraging her and waited her every day, no matter how late she came back. And her job is to do broadcasting in a mobile cabin, to encourage people, tell a poem or an essay to let the people calm down their mood. And also, she is also going to test the temperature for the people. You know, she will stand there for 6 hours, a very tiring job, but she thinks it's useful. By doing this, she is able to help others. So she is very happy to do this, very young. So we are very encouraged by these young people. And this story, he is a community worker. What are all these bags? These are medicines because at this moment people are not easy to go into the hospital, to buy in there, to take in their daily used medicines. So these community workers are collecting the demands of medicine of every household and try to get them the medicines they need. So he is taking so many medicines for the people in his community. So because of all these community workers, we are able to fight with the epidemic. Without the unity and the support of our people, the goal to contain the epidemic will not be able to contain. These ordinary people are really the respective heroes in this time, at this moment. The COVID-19 patients were once in all provinces, regions across China. But as of February 26, 27 provinces and regions, including Jiangsu province, Zhejiang province, have reported no new cases. And the number of the newly confirmed cases of the remaining 5 provinces is also within single digit. In 2 provinces, all the patients have been discharged from the hospital. So these are all very good news. Newly confirmed cases in Hubei are also indicating the trend of decline. The strong measures taken by the Chinese government has drastically reduced the chances for the cases spreading outside China. China's efforts are not only for the save the lives and health of its own people, but also they made contribution to the global public health. We are fully confident, capable, and sure of defeating the epidemic. All provinces are now taking measures based on different conditions in each region, in each county, in each city, to combat the epidemic and aiming to orderly resume the production and work at the same time.
Baik, itu sedikit sebanyak telah pun dikongsikan bersama dengan Puan yang terutama pada hari ini, di mana memang kita ketahui bersama di mana tempat ianya pertama menular adalah di tempat Wuhan, dan juga di mana penyebaran itu semakin pada awalnya memang memberikan huru-hara, namun dengan adanya kerjasama daripada kerajaan juga daripada penduduk-penduduknya tersendiri, tidak kiralah dari mana latar belakang mereka, guru kah mereka ataupun mereka cuma pekerja yang bekerja di ofis dan sebagainya, mereka ini juga menjadi barisan-barisan hadapan dalam menghadapi ataupun dalam menghadapi penyakit-penyakit ini. Dan juga telah pun dikongsikan tadi Auda Munira, di mana penyebaran virus ini, COVID-19 ini semakin berkurangan, telah pun dikongsikan tadi, dan cara-cara dalam menanganinya juga telah pun dipercepatkan, dan ini juga menunjukkan antara hasil-hasil yang terbaik untuk kita bersama.
Betul sekali, dan di antaranya selepas ubat-ubatan kombinasi ubat-ubatan daripada barat dan juga tradisional daripada China sendiri, seramai 30,000 orang telah pun pulih di negara China, dan di luar dari China ialah 66% yang telah pun pulih. Jadi kita harapkan lebih banyak lagi usaha sama untuk mengurangkan impak virus COVID-19 ini. Right, so we want to know, because we've heard about it, we've seen photos on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, doctors, nurses, and also public security officer, be it with the community workers or volunteers, working really hard to fight COVID-19. And we would like to know what other efforts China have done in the field of international cooperation on fighting the epidemic.
Yeah, the virus respects no border, no race, no language, and no religion. From the offset of the epidemic, China, in an open, transparent, and scientific manner, has promptly released information about the epidemic to the international community, carried out unprecedented international cooperation, curbed the spread of the epidemic beyond our borders with all our efforts, and earned precious time for global epidemic prevention and control. Chinese scientists and medical workers, who deserve a special tribute, have made important contributions to the treatment of patients and also the prevention work. Up to now, confirmed cases outside China account for around 3.5% of the world's total, which illustrates that the impact of COVID-19 on the world is far lower than infectious disease such as H1N1 and influenza B, which happening last winter and early spring this year, in terms of confirmed cases and mortalities. WHO highly applauds China's attitude of responsibility on many occasions and fully affirmed that the decisive measures China has taken. Senior WHO official said that China identified the pathogens and shared the genetic sequence of the virus at the earliest, winning enormous time for other countries on the prevention front. At the 146th session of the WHO Executive Committee, almost every member state lauded China and thanked China for its huge cost and the sacrifices in preventing and controlling the epidemic. As the epidemic evolves, conspiracy theories, rumors and discriminations have emerged in some areas. Dr. Tedros, Director General of WHO, remarked that, I quote, "This is a time for facts, not fear. This is a time for rationality, not rumors. This is a time for solidarity, not stigma." Based on knowledge of this virus and the previous experiences in preventing the spread of infectious disease, WHO has repeatedly advised against the restrictions on free movement and the persons and the goods. It is very reasonable measures for some countries to strengthen epidemic prevention and control, but some countries have overreacted, causing unnecessary panic, which is not in line with the WHO recommendations. China's unprecedented public health response to COVID-19 have yielded notable results in blocking human-to-human transmission on the virus, preventing or at least delaying hundreds of thousands of cases happen. China has also played a crucial role in protecting the international community, buying precious times for countries to adopt suitable active prevention and control measures and providing them with worthwhile experience. China is also trying to get back to its own feet in terms of resumption of operation of social, economic, educational, and medical institutions, slowly, orderly, and cautiously. Other countries should swiftly reassess the measures taken towards China. This is the assessment. This is not my opinion. This is the assessment and advice of the joint mission consisting of experts from WHO and China, who conducted a 9-day field trip in 4 cities in China, including Wuhan. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres expressed his gratitude to all the people in China who are sacrificing many aspects of their normal lives to prevent the virus from spreading to others. China is not fighting alone and its efforts to combat the epidemic have received global support. Leaders of more than 170 countries and 40 international organizations have sent letters or messages to express their sympathies and the support. And the dozens of foreign governments and the people extended their help. His Majesty also sent letters of sympathy and support to President Xi Jinping and Premier Li Keqiang, respectively, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs Second, Dato' Erawan, to State Councillor and Foreign Minister Wang Yi, which made our hearts warm in this trying time. Last week, the China-ASEAN Special Foreign Ministers meeting on the COVID-19 was held in Laos. It has set up an example for regional countries to jointly deal with future public health events and send a very strong message that China and ASEAN countries will get through these tough moments together. The meeting has reached many important consensus. I just mentioned a few, like step up cooperation in region against COVID-19, enhancing capacity in emergency preparedness and response, ensure the people that ensure people are rightly and thoroughly informed and are not being misled by misinformation or fake news pertaining to COVID-19, strengthen dialogue and cooperation through existing mechanisms such as ASEAN-China Health Ministers meeting, and also enhance capacity building, jointly maintaining people-to-people exchanges, trade and investment activities in the region, and based on the progress of the prevention and control of the epidemic, resume and enhance exchanges and cooperation. So we will overcome the epidemic with solidarity and cooperation. In the past few days, more countries start to report new cases, while some others have more new cases, some cases increased. The present situation once again illustrates that the fate of humanity is interlinked with each other closely. To win the fight against the epidemic, all countries should work together and extend support to each other.
Jadi itulah ada antara kunci utama dalam kita menangani apapun sebarang masalah ataupun sebarang penyebaran yang berkenaan. Juga kita perlukan kebersamaan ataupun kita kerjasama bersama dengan kerajaan, juga dengan penduduk-penduduk juga. Jika ianya merebak kepada seluruh negara, kita juga memerlukan kerjasama daripada negara-negara yang terlibat, dan ini menunjukkan bahawa keperimanusiaan kita itu cukup kuat. Dan insya-Allah ianya akan memudahkan lagi segala urusan kita dalam menangani masalah tersebut. Dan untuk seterusnya mungkin dapat kita tanyakan kepada Her Excellency, di mana as we know that since the epidemic has made a tremendous impact on the country itself, so we know that it might affect on the economy. So what do you think about its influence in the economy itself?
Well, you see, the epidemic has undoubtedly posed challenges to China's economy and the social development, but it will be only short-lived and temporary. Managing Director of IMF, Christina, is optimistic about China's economy. As she said, China will see a sharp drop in GDP growth in the first quarter of this year, but only a small reduction for the entire year. To push forward the resumption of work and production, China is establishing an economic and social order adapted to the epidemic prevention and the control. The production resumption rate of enterprises above a designated size in Zhejiang province is over 90%, while the rate in Jiangsu province and the Guangdong province is over 70%. In Shanghai, the production resumption rate of major foreign-funded enterprises is over 80%. The production capacity of protective articles, once in a very bad shortage in the country at the beginning of the outbreak, has been greatly resumed and elevated. For example, until the end of last week, the daily output of masks has reached 54 million. That is 2.8 times of the output of the beginning of this month. While the daily output of the protective suits has increased from 10,000 to 330,000 in less than 1 month's time. So China's economy has a very solid foundation. In 2019, China's GDP has reached 14.4 trillion US dollars with a growth rate of 6.1%, which is significantly higher than that of the global economy. China's contribution to world's economy growth stays around 30%. And China is the largest developing country in the world with huge room for development. So we have full confidence that once the outbreak gets contained, the pent-up consumer demand and the growth potential will be quickly unleashed. The fundamentals sustaining sound economic growth have not changed and will not change.
So we've seen the impact of COVID-19. So it's not just on health, but also business have been put on halt in terms of economy, as you've mentioned, Your Excellency. Would like to know on the how does COVID-19 affect the exchange between China and Brunei Darussalam?
The outbreak has drastically reduced the person-to-person exchanges between China and Brunei, but it will be only temporary. In the context of a joint fight against the epidemic, we are also witnessing some positive cooperation between our two countries, with the testing kits provided by BGI, which is a Chinese company. Brunei Medical Agency is able to conduct virus testings with high efficiency. On February 10th, Ambassador at Large of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Her Royal Highness Princess Haja Masna and her husband, as well as guests from all walks of lives in Brunei, attended my Chinese New Year open house at my residence and left words for support and care for China and Wuhan on the message board. So in addition, we also highly appreciate the solicitude and assistance that people from all walks of life in Brunei have extended in various ways, sending a very strong message of warmth and love to the Chinese people in adversity. Among them, there were individuals, enterprises of Brunei and China, or joint ventures, and also from local Chinese community. Some schools sent short videos to show support to people in China, in Wuhan. In this difficult time, we see the best of people. Such deeds will be engraved in our hearts, in the hearts of the Chinese people. And we have, the embassy has just opened a Facebook account that is the Embassy of the People's Republic of China in Brunei, Darussalam, and we are providing a lot of information in this regard. So we hope that people can focus on our account. In recent years, the cooperation between China and Brunei has been developing rapidly with the support of the two governments and the two peoples. So we stand ready to join hands with Bruneian government and the people in working tirelessly to promote our bilateral relations and friendship between the two peoples.
Alhamdulillah. So Her Excellency have mentioned, quoted previously by Dr. Tedros, it's a time for facts and not fear, which is really important. We don't want to create panic among the society as well. And definitely prevention is one of the things that we can do as of for now, especially in Brunei Darussalam, as we have shared tips as well on how to prevent from if you have the symptoms or whatnot of COVID-19. Prevention is always better than cure. I'd like to thank you so much, Your Excellency, for being with us on Rampai Pagi. We're hoping that on the issue on COVID-19, hopefully we'll find a solution to it, a cure for it as soon as possible, inshallah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.